Good to go.
All right, good evening, everybody. I'll call the advisory meeting to order at 7:01 p.m., October the 14th, 2025. We have 4 members and a quorum present, plus our recording secretary, Claire. First item up on the agenda is call the meeting to order, and the second is discussion of Article 9, formerly 10, but it's now 9, presentation by the planning board on the ADU bylaw article. So we have a couple guests. We welcome them over.
Move them over.
Attendees from the planning board. Hi, Marnie. Good evening. I'm Amy. Good evening, guys. We really appreciate you coming. Last time we did not discuss this article. We wanted to wait and have you guys come and present to us. I did see the presentation on the select board meeting. It seems pretty straightforward, but we're very thankful that you came and happy to learn more about this article that you'll be presenting at town meeting.
Perfect.
So with that, we'll turn it over to
do
you
you want
guys.
to start? Do you want me to start?
You got this, Marnie. I'm just here for backup if needed.
Perfect. So let me just ask for those of you present, would you like me to run through the presentation or do you just want me to discuss it?
I'd like to see it if we can.
Sure. So for some reason, I only have the PDF. I don't have my original PowerPoint back, so I'm just gonna work with that.
That'll be great. Thank you, Marnie.
Yep.
Do you want me to kick it off by just summarizing what's in the warrant quickly while you're doing that?
Sure.
Okay, so the summary for this says updates ADU bylaw to ensure compliance with Mass General Law while preserving special permit process for ADU that exceeds the state's by right thresholds. So that's the summary blurb that goes along with this article. So with that, Marnie, turn it back to
All
you.
right. Can you guys see what I'm presenting okay?
Yep.
Perfect. So this should be no longer than 5 minutes. And just again, as a highlight, it really is administrative. So let's just kind of kick it off. Reminder what an accessory dwelling unit is. It's a self-contained housing unit. It's on the same lot as the principal dwelling. It maintains a separate entrance and it can come in many shapes and styles. So why are we visiting this again? So if you recall at our annual town meeting, the town voted no for any ADU, and I'm going to use the quotes overhaul. So we had positioned some extensive language, and the town basically said, we don't want that. We just want to accept what the state has provided. So in that effort, today we're seeking kind of administrative support from the town to be able to change the bylaw to match the Mass General Law, while also preserving our special permit process for an ADU that exceeds the by right allowance, which is 900 square feet or half, 1/2 of the gross gross square feet of the house, with 900 being the higher threshold. So why am I here? Our bylaw needs cleanup, like much of the town code, to be clear. But today we're focusing on the accessory dwelling unit. And so these bullets, these 7 bullets, highlight what we've done. So we've replaced the term apartment with the words dwelling unit. We've removed the current definition, which was for the apartment, accessory apartment, and replaced it with the state definition of an ADU, while retaining that no mobile home or travel trailer is included as an ADU, which was in our original bylaw. We've removed the accessory dwelling but from the IP district because there's no residential in the IP district. We've added the state IDU by right requirements into all districts except for the IP industrial zone. We've retained our code, again, as I said, for the special permitting process for anything that exceeds the ADU by right. We've retained incentives under our adaptive use, reuse of historic buildings. And we've removed the cap that existed in our town bylaw of limiting ADUs in the town to currently to 5%. We've actually removed that language in its entirety. So let me just walk through a little bit more details. So what will change if we pass this, and what we're recommending that you do pass this tonight, is that it will update the language to be in harmony with the state. It will retain your rights as citizens to build an ADU, whether by right or by special permit, if it exceeds those by right thresholds, and to provide clarity into our bylaw language. The following set of slides are handed out, will be available at handout at town meeting, but it provides very specific details of what is currently in the town code with the definition and the word accessory apartment and what we're changing so that it is in harmony with the state law. So that is part one. Part two is the proposed district updates. And as I mentioned, all districts would be included to have the special permit language retained so that we maintain that in all districts while removing the IP district language here for use of an ADU. And then the final, which you're not asked to look at or read right now, but this is literally just a kind of a clean version of what we're doing. We're eliminating the word accessory apartments. We've eliminated the cap, which is part 4 of the section in the section B of the special permit requirements. And so what we're proposing is the new definitions in purple, and then you'll see that there's no 4 in that part. And then finally, in the adaptive reuse of historic buildings, we're not rewriting this code at all. Again, we're removing the language that's not in harmony with MGL, and we're eliminating section 4, which limited the cap. It referenced back to that section that we've removed, so that what will be replaced is exactly what is there, just with the updated language. And the final piece is just please vote yes on Article 9. And that's the extent of the presentation. Any questions?
Thank you, Marnie. Should we go around? Andrew, you have any questions for the group?
No, I mean, the only one that I wanted to check on is, I think under accessory apartments, under 1, it says accessory unit, which I think is what it used to say. I just don't know if it needs to say accessory dwelling, but if Jay had already read it and it's fine, I don't think it's worth noting.
So the definition was a subsidiary dwelling unit. So we're replacing that. I can reshare the language.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
if you just put that one slide that shows the
Yeah.
no, the one that shows like the 174-9. Yeah, like the floor area, number 1 floor area of the accessory unit. I just don't know whether or not it says it needs to say accessory dwelling unit, but other than if that's nitpicking. But
Oh, this.
yeah, I just don't know if it needs to say dwelling in there or if it's like, oh, they know what it means, like kind of thing from a definition. Because it didn't change, right? So
Yeah, it didn't change.
if it was
be
fine
adding
for
dwelling.
30 years or however long it was there, it's probably fine now, but that was the only thing I saw.
Yeah, town council reviewed all the changes and he didn't mean that.
Okay.
I mean, it was probably an oversight. We probably could have put it in there, but my guess is that people are going to recognize accessory unit
Yeah, if he doesn't care, then I don't care.
refers
That's
to the
the look I
accessory
saw.
dwelling unit.
Cool.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you.
All right, Tim, any questions for the group?
No, not really.
No. Pretty straightforward, Howard?
I know the answer, but I just want to be clear. One of the things I remember being a sticking point at the last town meeting was that if it went for special permit, it goes to the zoning board or the planning board.
It still goes same process. It'll go to the zoning board.
That stuck me at the last meeting when.
Yeah, I mean, aren't there towns that send all special permits to the planning board and all waivers to the zoning board? Are we special?
So we have updated language for downtown district for what will be proposed for the major highway retail and the IP, for the business village district for special permit through the planning board. but all others have retained. And again, that's kind of this legacy town code. We just haven't gotten around to updating that. But Howard has a valid point. I think the zoning board was not does not want any authority taken away from them in that special permitting process. What we're trying to do is really streamline the process.
To be clear, I wasn't judging where it belongs. I just remember that being a very
Town district and business.
issue at the last meeting.
Any other questions, Howard?
Oh, sorry. Am I lagging?
I think you're lagging.
Yeah, it's either me or you, Marnie. I'm not sure. I couldn't hear what you said.
No, I was just saying we were trying to streamline the process because right now, when you do anything in a site plan, which would be major highway retail, downtown district, or business village, you would need to have a dual process, which would require the proponent to file separate public hearing with separate costs, separate abutter notifications with separate costs, separate processes, and they would run in parallel. What we're trying to do with at least downtown district, major highway, and business village is to kind of combine those for planning board. And that's what we attempted to do with ADU. And in this case, we're not doing that. We're leaving it as is, which is through the zoning board.
Okay. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Right, Eric has joined us. Eric, you have any questions for these guys?
No, it's straight.
No, you just came, but-
Nothing, thank you.
All right. I don't either. I got my questions answered already. Howard, you asked one of them, and some of the select board members asked last at the meeting when you guys presented there. So I don't have any questions either. Thanks for the work on this. I know it's tedious, but we appreciate the planning board's work.
Thank you for inviting us and giving us the opportunity to present.
Thank
And
you.
Marty, are you gonna have that like presentation or a one pager at that meeting? 'Cause I think
There
that was
is a
good.
one pager and then the handouts with a very detailed specific
Sure.
before after for handouts. And then this is the presentation. I will not be going through the detailed stuff on the town floor.
That's good. Perfect.
Okay.
Simple, right? Kiss.
Fingers crossed. All right. Well, thank you guys. We will
Thank you.
take a vote tonight, I think. See what the committee thinks, but if no further questions, then you're free to go, I guess. I'm still new at being chair, so but thank you for coming. All right, with no questions, do we want to consider voting tonight on this article? We do have in the latest published warrant article that, the latest warrant says that we will make our vote known at town meeting. So we could vote all the way up until the end at town meeting, but
Okay. I'm
for our
ready.
letter, it would be nice to vote now.
Yeah, I'm ready to vote now, and then we can put it in the letter.
Okay.
And
Okay.
Jay can have it up on the screen. We don't have to give it to him on the last minute.
I'm in favor of that if everyone is. It sounds like we might be. So do we have a motion to approve Article 9?
I move to
Updates to
support
the
Article
ADU.
9 in the current warrant.
Second.
All right. Roll call vote. Andrew?
Aye.
Tim?
Aye.
Howard?
Aye.
Eric?
Aye.
Marcy is aye. So unanimous vote to support. All right, thank you guys. Moving on to agenda item 3, continue to discuss and possibly vote on other articles. So just to summarize quickly, we did a lot at the last meeting, and I really want to thank everybody for your attention. It was a very long meeting, so tonight we hope we will make up some of that time, and probably won't take so long. But to summarize, the warrant, the final draft of the warrant was published, and I think we all received a copy of that in our email. So there was some changes. So I'm just going to review very quickly. Article 1, we vote, which is the Industrial Park District add major highway retail presentation last time. We voted yes to support. Article 2, We also voted yes to support, and that was the unencumbered revolving funds greater than 75K for the golf course, moving those to the general fund. And so just a quick update on that. Kathy Cook, who was at our meeting last time, did send a message that says town council drafted the language in the golf course revolving fund and is therefore satisfied that column F accomplishes what is intended. Because I think, Andrew, you had suggested maybe some edits to column D. I'm not
Yeah, I think,
mistaken.
yeah, Kathy said that, he basically confirmed that, yes, you can transfer this to the general fund and use it for anything. Doesn't specifically have to be used on the golf course.
Yeah, so we had voted to support that, but I just wanted to bring that forward to everybody for awareness. Article 3, we did not vote on. That was the Cemetery Board of Commissioners proposal, and that has since been pulled. So all the articles have moved up, or down, I should say, and by number of 1 with that removal. So it was withdrawn, but I would like to just make a brief comment on that Tim Litt, who was very kind to call into our call last time and clarify, a few things for our awareness. He did write to me this afternoon and wanted to notify us that in his comments, he cited the wrong chapter of state law. So it is in fact MGL chapter 114, which has 51 sections or subsections. So he just wanted to let us know that in case anybody's looking for that information. So thank you, Tim. I don't know if you're on the call tonight, but we appreciate that. So it's been withdrawn, but just for future reference, in case we see this back, if you want to look into that, MGL chapter 114. All right, so that brings us to Article 4, which is now Article 3, which we voted yes to support, which is Atwood remediation. Article 5, now 4, which is consolidate business admin 1 and 2. That was from PSB, I believe. The next article was the SAP on vacation accrual, which ultimately we voted yes to support with a 6-1 vote. Article 7, increased salary adjustments for tenured employees. We also voted yes, which brings us to now Article 7, hybrid audio visual with the PEG funds. There were 2 formerly Article 8 and 9, now it's 7 and 8. We voted yes on now Article 7, and we held Article 8 about the cable funds. And I think Andrew may have had questions about that. And I don't know that we're going to get that answered before town meeting. I don't know,
Yeah,
Andrew, if you want to comment on
I mean,
that.
my question was just that we should roll in the cost of doing town meeting, but it doesn't sound like it's gonna make it in for this one. We have to approve this at every town meeting. So maybe we just make that a point for the annual.
All right, so this would be one that we would consider voting on tonight. Do we need to pull it up on the screen for anybody? There was 2 parts. Part 1, or Article 7, was the hybrid audio visual for the McCall Hearing Room, which we approved, or we voted to support, I should say. And this one was the cable funds. Let me see here.
Want me to read it?
What up, Andrew? Point to this is we have very little left to go over. I think it would be Article 8 now, yes, which is
You
to
can
see
see my
if
screen,
town.
right?
Yep, thank you, Andrew. Appreciate the help here. This will allow cable funds, which are received through agreements that the town has with Verizon, Comcast, and Charter, to be used to help fund the PEG, Public Educational Government Operations for Southborough Access Media, which is a contractual obligation per agreement between SAM and the town. So I think the one question as to whether or not they could support audiovisual at town meeting, that was sort of our hold on that. And again, I don't think that's going to be clarified before town meeting this year.
I think my suggestion is when we go through the annual budget and we see it in
Yes.
Jim's line item, maybe then is when we ask them to consider shifting it over or whatever, because we have to approve, I think, this again at annual town meeting,
Okay.
right? Because I think this is for like this current fiscal year, and then annual town meeting, we'd approve it for next fiscal year.
Do you folks have questions or concerns about this that would hold this item for a later vote? Or are you ready to vote on this tonight?
Yeah, I have a question. So if I
Mhm.
follow, just to make sure I'm clear on it. So this is around broadcasting the town meeting through this entity. Is that basically it?
So Eric, right now, this is for Sam, Southborough Access, right? So historically, this money just kind of went directly to them.
Right.
Accounting wise, you're supposed to basically put it into account, and then town meeting is supposed to be basically transfer it to them and approve it. The last few years, Jim Haggerty has brought in a outside firm called IM Media or iMedia to broadcast or help broadcast town meeting, right? They do all the cameras and mics and stuff, and then Sam broadcasts it from there, right? So that cost, which is, I don't know, I can't remember, but $10,000-$20,000. Yeah. My suggestion was, since it's supporting Sam in terms of, basically the most relevant public access, thing of the year, that should be included in there, but I don't think it made it in, basically in time. But it doesn't mean we're gonna have to approve this every year. So my suggestion was waiting basically for annual town meeting and trying to fit it in there.
So I think my real question is this around the technical capability of Sam to do it, or just putting the money within their budget and still hiring a third party to support the AV part of it?
Both.
I think it may be both.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think we're really clear on the capabilities either.
So whatever monies could also supplement any equipment they don't have
Okay.
to do it. Most of the equipment, in my opinion, is already in the room. If there's one or two pieces missing, the amount we're paying for an outside company to do this could easily be handled with those funds, as well as the salaries by Sam to do this. So
Yeah, like if they've got the equipment and either they need to be trained or they know how to use it, makes sense to me to try to leverage existing resources. Yeah.
And Andrew, if I'm not mistaken, we've already approved the money for the outside for this year.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. Like for next year, when we get the new budget, then we can kind of, start to be a little bit more of a stickler.
Got it. Thank you.
We could probably put this on our agenda. It sounds like there's a lot of input we might need from various folks on this if we were to.
Yeah, it might be a good one when we have the budget summit with the select board,
think
since
so.
they control this, to basically bring up town clerk budget and say, hey, do we want to shift this or not?
And we have discussed some of this before, so this wouldn't be a new idea. But thank you, Andrew, for raising this while we had this article in front of us. I think it just keeps that really fresh in our minds as well. So do we have a motion then to approve Article 8? Take a vote.
I move to support Article 8 for Sam.
Second.
Any further discussion? Sorry, I keep forgetting to ask that. Okay. All right, roll call vote. Andrew,
Aye.
Howard,
Aye.
Eric,
Aye.
Tim. Tim, I don't think we can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Aye.
Marcy is aye. All right. So Article 8. We just voted on Article 9 and had the planning board here. So, and last but not least, we have Article 10, which was formerly 11, but is the Government Structure Committee. So this was discussed at the last select board meeting. They did listen, I think, to some of the feedback, and Tim, you had some suggestions for the group, as did others. But I don't know how many folks attended or could listen to the last select board meeting when this was reviewed. They did accept the idea that it would be appointed by the moderator. And I think that had been raised in their own conversations as well. And they did leave it as 7 registered voters. No elected officials would be part of this, with a charge to expire June 30th, 2027. And largely the rest of it is unchanged. I know some folks had suggested having nominations made at town meeting and things like that. I don't want to speak for select board, but some of the comments I heard on that call were, that could be very complicated, and they were satisfied, I believe, with the way the article is currently written, and may, entertain discussion at town meeting. So the core change here is appointed by the moderator. Anyone have a chance to watch that meeting? Did I miss anything?
Did anybody ask Paul?
I don't know that. I don't know.
I'd like to know if Paul is okay with this.
It's a good question.
But we could support it, assuming that he is, and if he isn't, then
We could revote at town meeting, I suppose. Yeah, although he would, I wasn't able to attend. I don't, I think only certain people were also invited to the town meeting rundown. I'm assuming he is aware because they went over these articles there, but again, I don't know for sure.
and I think one of the interesting things for advisory to know is because it's moderator appointed, an advisory member could be on the committee now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're right. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you.
Is that weird?
All right. I mean, I don't know if anyone has any additional thoughts as it's written, whether or not.
I think the important thing is this committee doesn't decide anything. It's just research.
Exactly.
It's just suggestions and coming up with ideas and doing surveys, et cetera. And it's still up to town meeting or the ballot box to change anything. So
They have a budget.
I don't believe so.
No.
Do we have a town account on like SurveyMonkey or something? Because that's going to be important for them to run.
Yeah, I think MTC has one.
Okay.
That's what we usually use.
Okay. Great.
All right. Any further discussion on this one? I think we're going to hear maybe a lot of debate on this at town meeting. If you're following along, lots of comments on this one.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people that see it as this committee is going to decide whether or not we're going to a representative town meeting, or we're going to go to a town manager, or we're going to get rid of elected boards or make elected boards. No, this is just suggestions. But I hope that whoever's going to explain that would make that perfectly clear. Otherwise, it's going to be a very long conversation.
I forget who was going to present this one at town meeting. I have it in my list somewhere, but I don't recall off the top of my head. All right, do we have a motion then to support Article 10?
So moved.
I'll second it.
Any further discussion? All right, roll call vote. Howard? So you're talking, I didn't hear you.
Yeah, I was just saying, I didn't get a chance to watch the select board meeting, so. But I think Andrew says it best if it's just an advisory type position. There's no final word out of it. I think it's to go. So, okay, aye.
Right, Andrew?
Aye.
Eric?
Aye.
Tim?
Aye.
Marcy is aye. All right, have I missed anything? I think that's all of the articles.
Okay,
That's
so
it.
Not,
period.
not, go ahead, Howard, I couldn't hear you, sorry.
I'm sorry, I think that's it. There's 10, so.
I think that's it, okay. So the next item on our agenda is to approve the minutes. Claire, thank you for sending along draft minutes, and I believe one thought is to, if you have questions for us tonight or clarifications, and then bring back the final draft to the next meeting, maybe?
Yeah, it took me a tremendous amount of time to put these minutes together. I'm not exactly sure why. However, I just wanted to make sure that for like the sections, Eric, where you presented the update from the your role on the pre-K committee, without going into like a whole lot of detail, if I captured there what you think is important, and if not, if you want it changed, if you can just if you can just send me what you would like to have added,
Sure.
that would be great. I think that's the most efficient way to do it.
Yeah, I looked at it at a high level. I didn't get a chance to dive into it deeply, but if we
Yeah.
have a little bit of time to wait on it, then I can certainly do that.
Yeah, and after about 7 hours, I was not gonna put any more time into these minutes, believe me. So, and then I think that was each individual person where you spoke to a particular or had some particular interest. If you can just take a look at it, and if you do have any changes, just send them to me, and then the next time you guys meet, are you planning to meet before town meeting?
I want to ask on the
okay.
next agenda item, we have to produce our letter, so we may need a quick, what we've done in the past is a 5 to 10 minute
And then
meeting.
the
to
other
approve
thing
our letter.
is, what I changed is one of the topics. I changed the date to October 27th, 2025. It said 2027 on the agenda. So I just
We
wanted
did? Oh,
that's okay, yeah, whatever.
thank you. Well, okay. I better take a
Yeah.
closer look at that. Okay, thank you
So that was
for,
just a couple of things like that. Sorry about the second version. After 20 corrections on Grammarly, I said, oh heck, I might as well just send out version 2.
all right.
The Grammarly corrections, if anybody's used it.
Nope, but I have a
Briefly.
quick correction for you on line 29.
Yeah,
28. A straw poll taken at the meeting showed the 4 members approved. I believe that should be at the planning board meeting. It sounds like it's coming from our meeting. And
Yeah.
that was
it was a
definitely
planning board meeting.
planning board,
Yeah.
meeting, not at our meeting. So,
Okay.
and then it says the next planning board meeting is, so that was all about the planning board meeting. So that was definitely a planning board meeting now. So we just need that
Yeah.
clarification.
So that's.
All right, anything else?
And then just one other thing for tonight's minutes, it seems that there is I guess you guys received a copy of the new revised warrant in an email. If somebody could just shoot that to me, that would be great, so that I can attach it as one of the documents that was used. And also Marnie's presentation, so that gets included as documents referenced.
Just sent them to you,
Right.
Thank you.
the minutes at least. I don't have Marnie's.
We don't have Marnie's presentation, but we can get it for you, Claire.
Oh, well, okay, I'll just contact her directly. That's-
Okay. Yeah, we didn't get
Or-
it in advance.
Or it might be in the planning board packet too, if you want to steal it from there.
Okay, perfect.
All right, any other comments on minutes before we move on? Any other business brought forth?
The
Go
other
ahead.
thing that I noticed, Eric, apologies, for some reason, I just noticed tonight, your first name ends with a K and not a C, so that's just a search and replace.
There you go. Thank you.
Excellent. All right, under any other business brought forth, I just have, I guess, one comment. We will be drafting our letter. And Andrew, can you please help me out here? Remind me, and everyone else too. We normally have, I think, a 5 to 10 minute meeting to approve the letter before we go live with that. Am I right? Am I recalling correctly?
Yeah, I mean, I think Marcy, if committee's so inclined, either you want to take a first draft or you and I can do it
Yep.
and then circulate it to the group. It shouldn't be as lengthy of a process because we don't have like this really a dissenting opinion on
Right. Not like last time.
unless anybody really wants to do a dissenting opinion on anything.
Well, you answered my next question.
Howard, I think
which
you
was-
voted no on one. So if you really want to put a dissenting opinion on it,
That's okay.
you feel that
Howard.
strongly, feel free. But yeah, I think we were pretty much 7-0 or 4-0 on or 5-0, whatever we are now, on just about everything.
I think that one, if someone asks, I'm happy to stand.
Yeah, so I think it's a pretty simple, this is how we voted on the 10 articles. This is our thought process. And I think the zoning one and the ADU are probably the most substantive. I guess the last one too, since it seems to be having some people concerned with the committee on whatever we're calling it. But
So thank you, Andrew. You answered my next question, which is a volunteer to assist. Assuming you are willing to help.
yeah, I can.
I will start a draft and I don't know, next week is the week before town meeting. I know we definitely would like to get it out. We typically historically get it out to my Southborough by Wednesday or Thursday before town meeting. Andrew, am I right? Like at least by Friday that week.
Yeah, I mean, we could maybe do a quick one Friday,
It's Friday.
even, I don't know what people would want, but like even in the morning or during the
Yeah.
day or in the afternoon or at night or something, but just a quick 5-minute, just to 10-minute, just to review it, make sure that anybody's have any edits on the fly, and then should be good to go.
Would folks be available for that maybe on Monday, the 20th?
Should be.
Did you say yes, Eric? I'm sorry. I'm having trouble to hear.
Yeah, I think I
Okay.
made
Howard and Tim, would Monday the 20th work?
I could do one if it was, like earlier, like 6:30.
Yeah, early. I would prefer early too. So
I won't be able
Maybe
to do it.
you're not able to do it. Okay. Howard, you said yes.
So I'm checking, I am on a crack of dawn flight, so I can probably sneak away in the middle of the day then.
Will you be in the same time zone, Howard?
Very easy one.
Okay. So if we do shoot for 6, I could try. I'll do a poll as well. I'll survey everyone, but I think that's tentatively 6 on the 20th for a quick turnaround. 6 p.m., not 6 a.m. Okay.
I will do my best to sneak away for it.
All right. Thank you. All right. Any other business from anyone tonight? All right.
Yeah,
Let me see
I would
here.
say the only thing I would add that I think it shows the value of advisory when we on the DPW cemetery article that we kind of pushed back and poked some holes in it, and select board had already voted unanimously to approve it, and then they kind of said, well, advisory brings up some good points, so kudos to us and everybody for showing them the good points.
Definitely. Definitely. Thank you, guys. I'm always amazed all these years of advisory, like how that happens. And then everybody's like, oh, okay. All right. Well, we will shoot for that time. I will get the draft going for everyone to review. And last but not least, any public comment? I think we have 2 attendees, but I don't see any hands raised. Going once, going twice. All right. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second. Okay. Roll call vote. Tim,
Aye.
Eric,
Aye.
Andrew,
Aye.
Howard,
All right.
and Marcy is aye. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate your input.
Thank you.